Last month, 324 single-family homes sold in the city of Sarasota. In the same month, 192 homes sellers gave up and took their homes off the market without selling. Same city, same buyers, same 31 days. Now, if you stay with me, is I'm going to show you the difference between these two groups, and it's almost entirely within the control of the seller. Now, let's start with what's actually working in the marketplace, because it's probably a little better than what you've been told. In the month of July, the city of Sarasota closed 324 single-family homes. A year ago, that was 308. Median sale price was at $640,000. That's up from $618,500 a year ago. Homes went under contract in a median of 42 days, down from 51. And sellers received 97% of their asking price. Now, I want you to hold on to that 97% because I'm going to come back to it, because it doesn't mean exactly what people assume that it means. Also, important to note that 2 out of every 5 buyers paid cash, 41%. No lender involved, no approval process. Means that we have a significant number of investor and second home capital that's actively choosing to invest in the city of Sarasota. This is not a market that's falling apart. The buyers are here, they are active, and they are paying, a lot of them are paying cash. Now, this makes the other 192 homes a little bit harder to explain, not easier. Now, here's the number that really matters. Right now here in the city, 1,159 single-family homes are currently for sale. Median asking price for them is just under $780,000. Now, if we look at where the buyers are actually choosing to purchase, homes that went under contract in July had a median asking price of $649,000. The homes that closed, $640,000. So if you follow that, sellers are asking $780,000, buyers are choosing homes that are asking just under $650,000. That is a gap of just under $131,000. And it happens before any buyer ever writes an offer. Buyers look at a price and they decide it doesn't fit what they're hoping to achieve, and they simply move on. That is not a negotiation discount. That is a selection discount. And it happens before any offer is ever written on a property. Then there comes a second discount, the one that everybody sees. That's the 3% from asking to closing. That's another $10,000. And that's where the 97% comes from. It's measured against what a home was asking at the end when the property went under contract, not from the point where they started. That's the number after the seller has already come down to terms where the market is. That's exactly the point. When a home is priced where the market actually is, the market is responding, and the market's responding relatively quickly. The question is what happened to the other 192 homes that came off the market? Now, for every 5 homes that went under contract in the city, 3 more of them came off the market without selling. We're talking 47 homes that expired, 110 that were canceled, and 35 homes that were withdrawn from the marketplace. Now, let's take a look at what they were asking. Expired homes had a median asking price of $780,000. The canceled ones, $772,000, and homes that were withdrawn were asking on median $949,000. Every one of those groups sits above the $650,000 price point where homes actually went under contract. And you look at how long those homes actually sat on the market. As I mentioned before, the median homes sold in 42 days. Expired listings sat on a median of 162 days. Canceled properties, 119, and withdrawn properties, 107. Now, understand, there are buyers out there. 324 homes sold in the same 31 days. These homes are priced in a part of the market where the buyers are not shopping, and they waited for the market to come to them. It did not come to them. Now, I want to be precise about what it means, because the reality is this is probably not a group of people who did anything wrong. Their expectations were higher than what the market was telling them. And right now, putting your property at a price and seeing what happens is not a strategy. It is a delay, and it has significant carrying costs. Hope and prayer is not a strategy. Now, here's the part that I want to be direct with you, because this is really the exception to everything that I've mentioned so far. The price range between $700,000 and $1 million, sales fell from 65 a year ago to 53 in the month of July. Now that is the only meaningful decline across the entire market. And cash buyers actually stepped up in this range. A year ago it was 38%. This year it's bumped up to 51% of all sales between $700 and $1 million were cash transactions. The cash transactions increased, but it's not enough to absorb the buyers that required financing not being able to no longer afford the range of homes in the $700 to $1 million range. But that same range still produced 53 sales, 97% of their asking price. The difficulty there is not whether buyers exist, it's becoming the home that they select in a very crowded field of properties available. And notice how crowded it is. Half of the homes in the city currently are asking over $780,000. However, the properties that closed, nearly half of them were under $600,000. The inventory is sitting well above where the buyers are actually happening, where the transactions are actually happening. Now, real quick, one more bit of context because it kind of helps to explain this range a little bit. At the end of February, the 30-year fixed mortgage rate touched just below 6%, 5.98%. This week, that number was 6.77%. It's the highest it's been in about a year. Take a look at the numbers for a home that's priced at $640,000, 20% down. That's roughly $265 more a month, principal and interest, not considering taxes, insurance, HOA. That is a real change that affects buyers that are using financing. Now, here's my honest read on the marketplace. Sarasota County is sitting at 4.9 months of inventory. The industry gauge says that that's a seller's market. I disagree with that. Under 3 months, in my opinion, is a seller's market. 3 to 4 is more of a balanced market. Above 4, the advantage starts to shift towards the buyer. At 4.9 months of inventory, the county is past a balanced market. But if you move inside the city limits, it's a little bit of a different picture. The city's median sale price is $640 compared to $450 across the county. And city homes, as I mentioned before, are going under contract in 42 days. The further you out from the city, the more the advantage starts to shift towards the buyer. Now, we're talking about the same headline, but we're talking about very different markets within the market as a whole. Now, if you have a home in the greater Sarasota area and you're starting to think about selling, the number you need is not the county median. It's really kind of understanding where your home sits against the specific homes that buyers are consider compared to your property. And that's the work that happens before a sign ever goes into your yard. Now, I'm not talking about automated valuations, no obligation. Reach out to me. I'll help you to understand where your property sits in the market. You can reach me direct at 941-202-0080. My job is to give you the information and strategy to produce a better result, not just simply put a sign in the yard and hope a buyer comes along. I am here to help you to engineer demand for the best possible outcome and use strategy and positioning to your advantage. Look, 324 sellers got it right last month. The other 192 homes, they can get it right too. The outcome is not luck. Again, I'm Ed Grabowski, your local broker here in the Sarasota area, helping you to have a better outcome when you go to sell. I appreciate your time today, and I look forward to connecting with you very soon. Take care.